I first came across the rugby women when I was developing the romantic comedy feature film Forward Pass. It occurred to me that if we were going to make a film with the women's game as the backdrop, then it seemed a good idea to get to know them and the reasoning behind why they wanted to play such a physically demanding sport. The beginning of the women's game is cloaked in secrecy, because any attempts by women to play the game were met with disrespect and even violence. And in 1891, when women tried to form a team, it was met with such public outcry that it had to be cancelled, so for the most part, they played on in secrecy and silence.
Fast forward to the 1980s and there's a sudden interest in the women's game rising out of the universities, but it's met with strong opposition. It's seen as too rough and not the kind of sport that girls should play. But despite the disbelief, prejudice, opposition and downright ridicule, they managed to stage the first ever Women's Rugby World Cup in Cardiff in the 90s. The women's game continued to grow, both nationally and internationally, despite the difficulties they faced. It largely went unnoticed by the public until that seminal moment
in 2014 when the England team won the World Cup. Since then the game has mushroomed and it has been played from grassroots right up to elite level.
Yeah, and it's more than just a game. The women we've spoken to have all said it's changed their lives and given them values and the ability to face the hard knocks in life.
But the battle is not over yet. They still have a long way to go to achieve the goals they dream about. This is their story of pride, passion and determination to overcome the odds to play the game they love. These are the titans of women's sport. They are the warrior queens.